So the anti-gravity hammock give me all the support to be okay, to start to kinesical, to start to give you more freedom in the movement. Because when you make a decision, you don't have afraid, but you cannot do like impact, you cannot do like nothing. I have like a progressive, like to stay in the first month. I need to be only 10 minutes standing and all day lay down. And after 15 minutes, still I got 1 hour stay like more with my powerful. So this is gradually, and anti-gravity really give me the support to be more, start to don't lose my affinity with the movement, no, to keep it moving and don't stress.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Anti-Gravity Flycast. I am here today with the beautiful, the talented, the smart, the amazing Sayonara Motta, who is our gold licensee from Italy. She's been with Anti-Gravity for over 15 years. And she is not only our gold licensee, but she is a champion athlete from Brazil who competed in competitive aerobics. And she's also a representative for Nike, a Nike ambassador, and she has a company called Fit Education in Italy that has been doing unbelievable work there for, I don't know, 20 years. I don't know. She'll have to tell us all about that. But her story is one of transformation as well. And I wanted you to hear about it because, first of all, Sayonara is it also has extremely inspiring, and that what she'll have to say today to you is going to inspire you to be lighter in body and mind, and she represents the anti-gravity brand really well. So, first of all, boa tarde, sayonara, bem-vindo, muito obrigado a você por estar aqui conosco. Well,
Muito bom teu português. Thank you.
so if you're all wondering why we're speaking Portuguese and Japanese to our Italian licensee, she's going to explain it right now.
Yes. So first of all, oh my God, Flycast is wonderful. This name is wonderful. Yeah, really, we can have these accents, no, essential for to be levity. No, flyers are beautiful. This Flycast. Yeah, I'm so honored to be here to talk with you for this our mission, no, but your mission that become my mission.
Absolutely.
So, and this for me, I'm very honored to be a part of this something big that is this company, this dream to share, no, levity, healthy, wealthy for the people. I'm very honored.
Sayonara, can you explain to everyone why your name is Japanese?
Yes, this is a common question that everybody ask me because my mother, okay, she's very, she's a like a work with the carnival, no, carnival, and so she was a tailor. She building all the fantasy, and she always follow music and like also music Broadway. She loves Nat King Cole, for example, Whitney Houston, and she like when she start to waiting me, she looking for or follow the Marlon Brando movie called Sayonara. And this have a song, this song Sayonara. And she always dream and she wonder, when I have a baby, I want to put that name because it's different. She also like so much like a Japanese culture.
So yeah, so it means goodbye in Japanese, right?
Yes, it means like a bye bye. Yes, goodbye, but no, yes, bye bye. Yeah.
Like whenever I'm in Japan and I say sayonara, I think of you.
Yeah. When I was there in Japan 93, oh my God, when I say my name, Sayonara, hey, no, you know how they do.
And can you explain how you are the gold licensee of Italy and what you're doing in Italy, although you are Brazilian?
Yes. So how you make the announcement in the beginner. So I'm come from my life is a sport, and I start to do it for when the age 4 old years, like very very soon. I start to training and to make my base ground is a dance, no dance, and then gymnastics, and I make like rhythmics, no, with balls, everything, you know.
I
Yes,
didn't know you were
yes.
rhythmic gymnast. I love rhythmic gymnastics.
My goodness, yeah. The,
I didn't
the
know that.
level today is unbelievable. You
I
see
know,
all the,
right?
oh my
I
God,
love watching it. It's crazy,
me
huh?
too. Wonderful. So,
And
and
now they
then,
have men in rhythmic gymnastics too, in
yes,
Spain and in Japan and a couple countries, not too many.
yes,
But it's
yes,
always been just it's like the only sport that's just women's sport until
yes.
recently.
Yes, yes. So,
Yeah.
and then I start to, I was wanting to do something big because people in my city, all my friends know, say, yes, I need to work on the bank, I need to grow and to study, to go to university, do this and do, become a lawyer, become this. And I say, and you say, and say, I want to be a world champion.
How old were you when you said it?
9, 10, 11, like this. Always my point was be a champion for something.
Yeah.
Always in my mind, you're crazy. Oh my God, you need to study. I say, yes, but I want to do something. And then I start to just follow my dream to be a movement and to dancing, do things. And I start to dance with the company and grow in the company, dance in Brazil for Afro, like orishas and everything. And then also jazz. And my dreams, of course, to come to Broadway, for this. And I know all the musicals and Fallen, all my life. And my room have all the picture for Chorus Line, everything. And
Kidding,
grow
I
with
didn't know
that.
this.
Yeah, grow with this. And also have the Nadia Comaneci picture, of course, because it was
Of course.
no. And then I start to working and to growing, and I say, okay, I decide to do like a physical education, okay, my school and the university. And when I start to studying and teaching, very soon when the age is 16, I start to teaching for for kids and start to doing my things, no. And then I discovered in 1989 the aerobic champion. The first one was in America. Okay, it's called Crystal Light, and like Crystal Light aerobic only in America. And then I start to see, oh my God, because you see the video cassette. Remember the videos and have this the VHS.
Yes, I do.
And I don't know if they know what this means. No, like a man. Oh my God,
I know it.
no. So
You
and
look
then
far too young to know what those would be.
yes, yes, yes. And then I start to see that videos and I say, oh my God, I wanna learn that technique. I wanna do something because I can be a champion. Always to be a champion, no? And then I start to follow these videos, and then I have one people, and I saw the video for the team because category, no? This is my cat. My category team, mixed pair, and individual. And I saw Madonna Grimes. Remember?
That's her. She was amazing.
Madonna Grimes was the champion, and when I saw the team, I said, "Oh my goodness, they're so beautiful, so wonderful." And I start to in my university, they have like an audition for to have this first competition in Brazil, like a very small, like just start to, like a movement. It's not like aerobics, no something dancing and fitness, no. And then I start to training and I start to do that, and I mean have my inscription for to competing. And I go to competing. No, in my first competition, Christopher, my first competition. I'm very, oh my God, I'm very thin, very muscular, and I do flips and do everything. My gymnastics, my choreography was wonderful. And I go I have like a 25 girls, okay? And that time, okay, you have this, like you have a body, up your shorts, like, and all the outfit was very typical, no? And I so yeah, I'm completely like a gymnast, like a very plain. No, these things that the girls normally use in that.
'Cause aerobics is an intense sport. It's like a mix of gymnastics
Exactly,
and exercise, and it really truly requires a lot.
exactly,
Requires
exactly,
a lot.
exactly.
And the stuff they do now, and the stuff that I saw your routine. I was like, what?
Yes, yes,
It's like
yes.
superhuman.
Yes, yes. Well, the choreography is very complex. You have to need a rhythm and have these compulsories that are four movements. You have to do this like abdominals, four abdominals, and four. You have some movements like obligatory. No need to must to be put inside.
All right. I want to educate all of our listeners on the sport of competitive aerobics, but I also I have a lot I want to get to with you here, Sayonara.
Yes,
So you
yes.
have to sum this one up.
Yes, yes. Well, for finish, the first thing that happened when I got this competition, I got the last place. Last place. Like 25, I'm at 27. Last. Because I'm, of course, knowing that I don't follow the rules. I don't put for this. And then, so after that, I go to all the judgments and they say, well, why do you do this? I need to understand. So after that 6 months, I training a lot and I got my first Brazilian champion that I won. And then after 6 months, I won the first world championship. And then
So you
this
went from last place to first place within
first
6
place,
months.
6 months, yes.
And then you went from winning first place in Brazil to winning first place in world championships.
World champ.
Wow. That is so incredibly impressive, Sayonara. Anyway, you bring all of that to every single thing you do. I talk a lot about kinesthetic intelligence, meaning the intelligence
Yeah,
the
so.
body has, KQ, not IQ, but KQ.
Thank you.
And that every single thing that we do in our lifetime adds up. And the same way that, the more books you read, the more intelligent you are, the more things you do with your body, and the more diverse things you do with your body, the more you add to that kinesthetic intelligence, to that body wisdom. And the more wisdom you have in your body, the better you are at healing, the
Mhm,
better you are at teaching, the
mhm.
better you are in bed,
Yes.
but the more better you are with anything physical.
Mhm,
Because what you've been doing is you've been also increasing your sensorial intelligence.
mhm.
Your senses become, and I think that in the era of AI,
Yeah, oh my goodness.
which is so fascinating, we can now outsource intelligence.
Mhm.
All intelligence could be outsourced. But you know what we can't outsource is sensorial learning,
In
is
the body.
kinesthetic intelligence, is the intelligence that comes from knowing your body. And so I think that body wisdom is going to be much more important, and that somatic um, awareness is becoming more and more necessary in the future. So anyway, I was saying that because you are such a great example of bringing all of your body wisdom to every single thing you do. I want you to talk a little bit about fit education, because when I went to Italy and I went to Rimini
Mhm.
and you set up that great big rig, so you had like 30 hammocks, you put so many people through in such a short amount of time. And you've been doing that for, I don't know, 15, 16 years, 17 years. Oh, so my question to you, and you'd been doing Rimini Festival, which is one of the top festivals in Italy for fitness, and you'd been doing that for many years already. So you
Yes.
really understood what to do there. But when you brought anti-gravity there and you brought me in, it was an awakening, because there's this huge convention with all these things to do, but everybody was coming to Fit Education's booth to do anti-gravity yoga.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
it was so much fun to have that many people come through and to turn them all upside down and to see how their lives were changed from just changing their entire perspective. And then that turned into, that just continued to grow and grow and grow
mhm,
in
mhm,
Italy. But so I was trying to figure it out. If you had, if you, like, let's say, I don't know, how many days are in the festival? Let's say there's 10 days in the festival, and
mhm,
every day you do, I don't know, 10 classes, I'm guessing here.
mhm,
And every single class, you turn 30 people upside down. That's
mhm.
what, 300 a day? And you times that by 10 days, that's 3,000 people. I mean,
Yes,
off
we
on this,
have yeah. We can make this calculation, have a calculation. So we have 4 days, okay? And we have
4 days,
12 class a day.
12 classes a day.
If when the 25 hammocks. So we have around some more about 20, so 25 for 10. We have 300 days, okay, class, okay, like 1,200 people, okay, and 4 days. Multiplication this for 70 years. How many people?
Well, that's close to 20,000 people.
Yes.
And that doesn't include all of the people that you've turned upside down in all the studios there.
Yes,
So you've been turning Italy upside down now for quite a while.
yes, yes,
How
yes,
many
yes.
how many I'm not gonna ask you the exact amount, because
Mhm.
I don't know if you know, but how many studios, did you open up have you opened up in Italy?
In Italy today, we make this all the like a control about the number. We got like around 300.
3?
Yeah, yeah. And these, of course, some left, some still, but so we have like many studios
Sure. You opened 300
in
studios.
all these years. In all these years,
Yeah, in
yes.
all these years. And how many instructors then would you guess?
I guess so. Minimal 2,000, minimal.
2,000 in Italy alone.
Yes.
Wow. Well, you have done an amazing job there, spreading our message, spreading our love, spreading our I want to ask you something else. The first time that you experienced the anti-gravity hammock, what was it like for you?
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember was so for me, like you just to step back, like to say about the body intelligence, like our body, the kinesthetic intelligence, how you can have this like a motorial information, that growing, and I have all my life too much stress and training, jumping, stress and waiting and like lifting no weights and do all this choreography very like
So aerobics is full compression, compression, compression. Yeah.
when I got inside the hammock, I feel completely the opposite immediately, and I start crying because I say, "Oh my God, I find something that I can keep my body working and strong and mobile, flexible, but with less stress. This is the first thing. Very inside me, I say, have a sure they'll be working because I all my life was very painful and training. No, many. Oh my God, injuries and always pain, always sore, always that in training, and also I saw more like in my half, that you have the half like mass like in my female parts.
We were talking about the first time you ever experienced the anti-gravity hammock. Where was it?
So was when you come to and I come to it was it 2008 when you have a class in Virgin and have education.
Oh, when I took it to Virgin Active there.
Yes, the
Okay.
first
And that
like
was your first time.
yes. When you have this class, this completely class, like a full class, like a 4 days education, remember? That you
Yeah.
meet the group. And
Yeah.
then felt my body completely, the response of the movement, and this new discover to start to working without stress, okay? This was for me like a very discover working without less stress my body and feel really when I finish, oh my God, I feel more complete, more grounding, more higher, more taller, more completely different. When I finish my normal trainings was always feel oppressed and closing and oh my God, heavy.
I remember it. I don't remember exact everything about it, but I remember seeing you coming up to me afterwards with tears rolling down your face saying,
Yes.
"This is the most amazing thing ever," because your body needed it so badly. So you were so relieved. You said, "Oh my God, I found something that works for my body."
Exactly.
Just, because both of us as champion athletes have pushed our bodies so hard.
So hard.
And on both of our sports is just compress. So and then later you wound up having to have back surgery, right?
Yes, late. Yes, after because all my years with athlete and never broken nothing. Like some like more muscular levels, some contractions, no intention, but and accumulate for all these years. And also, okay, it's a special period in my life. I don't know if you remember. I'm have a very my life has changed a lot with my relationships, working many things, and I got this my lumbar L3 L4, and I start to have this herniation very badly. And I be like I stopped on 1 year without walking and do nothing, limitation movements. And then I in my case, the only solution was the surgery. And I took the surgery. And then after that, at 3 months, I start to recover with the restore.
Restorative, yep.
Yes, restore and mobility and this time. Then after 5, 6 months, I start to make my first inversion. and we got to Thailand, remember?
Yeah. So
And
tell me how the anti-gravity hammock has helped you with your back pain and with the challenges you had with compression.
so after and when I first meet anti-gravity is at 2007 8, and then I start to and 8 and 9, okay, and 11 I start to training and doing some. Remember that I do something together, I follow you. And so because I'm very always have these times my back completely stuck and I can like brushing my teeth and stay for, oh my god, cannot sitting, or very 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 painful. And then
But zero compression inversions helped you with that.
yes, and then I start to do more like every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I get a really like a less pain, okay, and I get a really more space, but also with power because I need to be rebuilding my anti-gravitational muscles, no. And when I go upside down, I start to understand more my power and my very strong from my transversal, okay, all my muscles, no, core muscles. And then I feel much more. So the anti-gravity hammock give me all the support to be okay, to start to kinesical, to start to give you more freedom in the movement. Because when you make a decision, you don't have afraid, but you cannot do like impact, you cannot do like nothing. I have like a progressive, like to stay in the first month, I need to be only 10 minutes standing and all day lay down, and after 15 minutes till I get a 1 hour stay like more with my powerful. So this is gradually, and anti-gravity really give me the support to be more start to don't lose my affinity with the movement, no, to keep it moving and don't stress, and restore was a fun stuff.
Yeah. So you love anti-gravity restorative yoga, right? Now, do you have a favorite program of all of our different programs?
I love y'all.
I know it's so hard, right?
So hard. So, oh my goodness, I love all, but I think that okay, restore is fantastic.
Anti-gravity restorative yoga. Yep. That's
It's really special because as a mix for high hammock, low hammock, we
yeah.
have this all the movements you can really make it like you can feel your joints working. But also I still love of course the suspension because it's acrobatic. It's some it's super
Suspension
psychedelic.
fitness. Yeah.
Yes.
Anti-gravity suspension fitness.
And
Yeah.
yoga also,
You
yoga
like the flips and tricks, right?
yes, flips and tricks, and yoga also because it's a so every program has this special point and this special way to communicate something with the body. This is the beautiful thing.
We talk a lot about, or rather, I've been talking a lot lately about interoception. Interoception is understanding your body's needs. So the easiest way to explain it is your body knows when you got to pee, but it also knows how your body needs to heal. And the better you are at becoming aware of your body and aware of what's happening and aware of the signals, the better you are at healing.
Mhm.
And the higher your kinesthetic intelligence is, the better you are at interoception. So I think that that's what you're talking about when you talk about healing yourself, that
Mhm.
you use the anti-gravity hammock and the knowledge you have there to be able to heal yourself through that modality. And I think that you're right that a lot of people can't choose which program they love the most, whether it's anti-gravity aerial yoga or anti-gravity suspension fitness, anti-gravity Pilates, anti-gravity air bar, anti-gravity restorative yoga. Um, because each one has very much different things
Yeah, the language.
that it gives, right? And I think that that's one of the things that's truly unique about what we've been sharing here is the fact that we're able to adapt so much of the physical world
Mhm.
to the hammock, whether it's ballet or whether it's gymnastics or whether it's fitness or whether it's Pilates
Mhm.
or whether it's yoga, it all adapts. And one of the things I wanted to mention with you is that I've been part of your journey for a long time, watching you go from the fitness queen to the consciousness queen, to someone who's moved into mindfulness. And I saw you study yoga and then study yoga therapy and learning how to integrate all of that with the anti-gravity hammock. And you just are, it's like you're voracious for knowledge. It's like I love that about you, Sayonara. You're always learning something new, you're challenging yourself in new ways. And and you're figuring out how to adapt it to the anti-gravity hammock, which is what you do in your trainings. I think it's why, people take trainings from you and they all get so inspired because you bring so much more to it than just your physical skills. You're bringing your consciousness and you're bringing your mindful action. And the anti-gravity hammock is just a vessel for all of that.
Yes, it's
It's
a
just
vessel.
it's the perfect vessel, really. And I really wanted to honor you on that and just
Uh,
and say thank you for bringing that to the technique because it's beautiful.
I
Listen, I had something else I wanted to ask you, and that's that, I mean, I
tell me.
I'm just sorry, I just wanna go I wanna have so many things.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You know, you're in Italy. Now, Italy is a place of culture. Italy is a place of art. Italy is a place of beauty.
For the
I mean
genius.
I mean, every time I'm in Italy, I'm just blown away because of, the depth of the understanding of the Italian people of what's really important. And I always bring something back from there. I always bring something back. I don't mean a token. I mean something back, some knowledge, some wisdom
Mhm.
from just being in that culture. So, what is it like? But also, they're also old country. So not everybody is open minded to trying new things. They're very much attached to, the old ways, the way things have always been done. You know, so what is it like taking this technique from America that hangs people upside down from the ceiling? How has that been challenging for the people of Italy? And how have you gotten past the challenges of fear or the challenges of something new?
Hmm. Yeah, it's a good question. So I think it is because how you say, no, the Italian people, they really when they do they say this slogan Italian do better, no? Some this have this slogan and they do something really like you can see,
Wait, what is the slogan? Say it again.
Italians do better.
Italians do better. Okay.
Because when they, for example, gastronomy, architecture, no clothes, everything. So they really, but they have this opening to create, okay, and recreate something, and also sometimes very closed mind, okay. So it's the middle. So I think the way that have a successful for here in Italy is because is something very challenge for them. It has the spice for challenge that they cannot they so
Yeah.
it's something that new one that, oh my God, I wanna try. I have, okay, if I do that, it's a good for me. It's like in the top, it's fashion, okay, it's unique because
Yeah,
it type
you're right. They love things that are on trend, and I remember
exactly,
teaching it at,
exactly,
Working Active there, and people were
exactly,
scared to do it, but they were like, "Oh, this is the new thing that people do? Okay, well, let's
exactly,
try
exactly,
it." There's the
exactly,
peer
exactly.
pressure, right?
Exactly. They want to be something that they consider is special, okay,
Yeah.
unique, and things that they really consider unique. They come to try. They open space and they include in their lives, and this because anti-gravity is very unique. It's really like a unique, creative originality. So it's many good points that is in cross with the Italian culture, you know and this very acceptance for this we have, for example, I think I don't know around the world, but I think that, for example, we have many clients. They have their own hammock
At home.
at home in Italy. I don't
Yeah.
know if this happen a lot in other countries. I don't know, but here always they want a hammock in the home. They want to be this have this exclusivity, something that I need to manage myself, learning from you and do my own. Okay, of course, following, but so and they have this that kind. Okay, if you can see for this lens, they can they open for that way, to learn something.
It's the country of brands.
Yes,
It's all
exactly.
about the brand,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's another reason anti-gravity has done very well there, because people have great respect for a brand and what it takes to be
Brand,
able to create a
yes.
brand. And, that it costs something. It costs
Mm-hmm.
something to put to put something together and to make it last and make it good and make it safe. And so I think that is one of the things I do appreciate about Italian culture is that they honor the brand.
Exactly. But also, Christopher, is only because this is your gift, in sense that they really understand the benefits of the activity. Okay, this is first, because if they don't feel the bodies change, like they build more like a levity, they build like strength stronger. They cannot feel like the system, lymphatic system change, everything change. They cannot come, but they can feel like really the benefits. So the
Yeah.
benefits, I think, is the best card, because the unique benefits that we have anti-gravity, don't you can say, okay, why I need to go to the muscle gym, okay, and train because it's foundation. But why I can put the same training or something complete to have that like to put like a mix with my normal training in the gym and anti-gravity. No, this is the point. So they put together.
Yeah. Well, it's I just was reminded when we very first started this technique, Alex's great aunt is a yoga teacher in somewhere in Italy because he's half Italian.
Huh?
And he first told it to her, and she said, "Oh no, no, no! You can't do something like that. You would have if people were to hang upside down for that long, they would have a brain aneurysm." Like, there was a belief system that existed with her generation that it was actually really bad for you to hang upside down, and we had to literally overcome crazy wives' tales like that in numerous different cultures where,
Yes.
there was so much fear around it initially.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
now we've had it with over, what, almost 2,000,000 people, and no, we haven't had a single brain aneurysm, and no one had a stroke, and no one has died, no one's had a heart attack. In fact, we haven't had any, like, serious injuries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So but we had to work through that first.
Huh?
And so I think that's what you've been doing with the Italian culture, is that you've been able to work through the the resistance that they might have to trying something new by letting it by keeping it always trendy and hip and cool and fresh. And I think Virgin Active was helpful with that as well.
Yes, Luca Valotta was the owner, no, from the CEO here, and he always believe in me. He always all my ideas, all the options that I had, he always believed in. So he was very open, and for him, he said, "Okay, okay, we can come, we can bring this," and he invested this. It was very, very because of also is it everything like I think the universe we put it together in the same moment, right people, right time, everything. Because if no, you don't have some people like a hair, him had like a see, okay, the new things for the market here in Italy, because Virgin was the first club in Europe, basically to put something really upside down
First
new
one in
one.
Europe, I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, the first. So it was, and then like a harmony and symphony and synergy for the universe, that everything come the best way for start working.
And that's the thing about the anti-gravity hammock. There's always new things I'm discovering, even today. Like just
Hmm.
because I do my morning workout, and I'm like, oh, here's
Yeah.
a stretch. I'm sure it happens to you too all the time, right?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, and I've got some new programs up my sleeve that you're going to love, and I know you have some new programs up your sleeve.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is a good chance to talk about it. So I'm creating this new component of anti-gravity called the Innovator Circle.
Huh.
You will most certainly be one of the first people invited to the Innovator Circle, and it's going to be a way that other people who have been using the anti-gravity hammock for years can bring their creativity to it, your own class designs and some of your own movements, and
Uh-huh.
then be able to market it through anti-gravity and sell it through our website. So that's the exciting part. That's what's coming down the pike. Just because I want this technique to just grow and expand as much as possible.
Yes, 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 yes.
And
Mhm.
so that's a great way to do that.
Yeah, yeah. This is the way to because some movements, no, come out with a really natural. You moving for the way, and then you put your arms there, and you discover, wow, I could put the stretching,
Yeah.
no, that.
Yeah.
You just discover if you really working the hammock every day, you can discover, no. many opportunity to and directions and traction.
Really according to your own kinesthetic intelligence. So
Exactly.
some people have to be taught everything and shown everything because it's so new. But other people, such as yourself, who have so much kinesthetic intelligence, are able to find nuances and new ways to do things. And that's what I'm excited to be able to share.
Yes.
Sayonara, if you could explain what anti-gravity is to the world, and based on your the time that you've spent here and all that you've learned from training the hundreds, if not thousands of instructors and opening up, the hundreds and hundreds of studios and having this as a technique also for yourself and for healing. If you were to describe it to somebody, how would you describe it?
Oh my God, Dennis.
I know that's a tough question, but,
Yes,
but the truth
yes.
is, but you're always so articulate at that. So I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, so like, if I can describe for anti-gravity, okay. For that, I start the tell you before. I think in my case, I discover my more artistic side and can keep my artistic side because just to put together more my parts, no? Like Surya and Chandra. Surya is a sun for my masculine part, my yang, and my female, my Chandra, my yin part, like a two complementation. Yin and yang, Chandra, Surya, my man and woman, complete, like a complete more. Okay, because when you see, no, we always learn in our culture to have like a separate parts, no, but really we have just one body, one soul, and these we have just two sides, like no, it's the same anti-gravity and gravity. So if you don't have one, so it is I think exactly if I can describe one word, I think is the opposite. Opposite is complementary for me.
Complementary opposites, you're saying.
Complementary opposition, yes,
Yeah.
for me. Of course, it can have many other signification for the benefits, how anti-gravity can put really like in the same way you can imagine, like when people goes in the hammock and feel very levity, oh my God, my body, like in cocoon. Oh, this levity. When they put the feet on the floor, more grounding, no? Like the exactly this opportunity to see how we have half things, but it's the same. This I think is you think about this before? Yes, of course.
No, I love that. Hey, can I ask you to do this? I'd like for you to speak to all of your instructors
Mhm.
in Italy and let them know what your feelings are about anti-gravity and why you're so grateful to have them stay on board and why you love the technique so much in Italian.
So I love to teach
In Italian, in
in
Italian.
Italia, in Italia.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bene, 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 bene. Allora, qua in Italia mi piace tantissimo poter insegnare e lavorare con le persone per portare nel loro cuore la magia di sentire la leggerezza nel corpo. Quindi quanto più il nostro corpo, perché viviamo in una società tutto il tempo con telefono, telefonino, con tutto il tempo, no, senza connessione con noi stessi, siamo un po' sconnessi. E quando portiamo Antigrati nella nostra vita, Antigrati ti dà la possibilità di creare una connessione interna e una connessione neurale. Quindi sei più presente nel momento presente, nel qui e ora. Quindi ti dà una condizione di aver davvero di essere più sveglio, più nel momento presente. E poi sono grata a tutti gli istruttori che hanno seguito, hanno fatto i corsi, che continuano a studiare, che continuano a voler evolversi, migliorare per diventare ogni giorno un professionista quindi sono grata.
I didn't understand most of it. I,
Okay, so
I
no,
got a
just
few words there, but it sounds like you were inspiring them very much.
yes, yes, yes. I do my best to be whether just follow my heart, follow my truth, my inside inner truth. Is that with education, how they can to be present in their life, so
You know,
building the personality, their skills.
Sire, you know so much about fitness. You've been watching the trends for so many years, you
Mhm.
know, from aerobics all the way. up to today, you've been watching the fitness trends and what we as humanity have done in order to keep our bodies healthy. How do you think that anti-gravity has influenced the world of fitness? Like how has this particular modality changed the world of fitness? If so.
So the first thing, well, we can consider it for the fitness industry, okay, like the level for the all the trainings. No, we have like a little fashion times for fitness, like we see box time, dancing class. We have many moments like spinning. We have some activity they have the clue time. You normally they takes 2 3 years, okay, and then go down and come again. For example, Pilates. Pilates is 100 years, and but you have like the last before COVID, the Pilates is very lower. People do it, but not too much. After COVID, Pilates have growing a lot. Okay, so I think this the first thing for anti-gravity in the fitness industry is change completely the way that we can training completely like we base on the off and walking and no, and then working with the ceiling on the in the air with the levitations and so suspension training. This is kind of is a new we can call more like a new name. This big box is a suspension training because before we doesn't have a suspension training. Okay, so anti-gravity is really like in the timeline for the fitness when it come out suspension training come from anti-gravity. If this is your label you give how like it's very important for the when you study all this timeline for the fitness. Okay, it's a suspension training because before we don't have this kind of training, and after this we discover how training and how the benefits and how many things we can discover no day by day in programs.
Say also that that fitness is becoming more mindful.
So I can say yes because we have no. I think it's not no fitness in inside, but more opening because the yoga world is more opening, and you have more possibility to access the yoga technology. Okay, and then yoga is more in contact through the fitness. Okay, but it's not in fitness inside. The fitness classical inside, Christopher, is still people muscle, people running. It's still that kind profile. Is more physical things aspects. Okay. And we have some programs inspired in the yoga, and then we can have this language more mindfulness. But if I can't tell you how it's going now in the fitness, and this true is a mix in the mindfulness we call more awareness,
Awareness,
body
yeah.
awareness. Like for example, many clubs, okay, starting in USA, you start to make like an angle or corner for recovery session, okay. So this is now is like okay, we training our ways to stress. Okay, I found yoga, stress. I found anti-gravity, stress. And now what the people doing more? Like for example, myofascial things with because it's still myofascial exists for no you the role for many years, but so you have more included this recovery, the idea for recover your body and recover your mind with a kind of programs, okay, more therapeutics. This is the way now.
It's it's one thing to be healthy, it's another thing to be fit. And to be healthy doesn't necessarily mean you're always fit. And to be fit doesn't necessarily mean that you're always healthy.
Exactly.
When you have those two things together, when you've got your health and you're also fit, then and I think that you get to live life more fully. And hopefully that's what anti-gravity does for people, is helps people to live life more fully because we've opened up their body, we've opened up their mind, and we've helped them to find their greatest possibilities for health. And I know that you do that for people all the time. And I see it happening on you personally. First of all, you never age. I don't know how you do this, but I guess it has to have something to do with anti-gravity. You never age. You look just absolutely gorgeous over all these years. Right. But I just wanted to I just wanted to kind of finish by thanking you, by saying Sile, thank you. You really represent this brand. You represent the levity and you represent the enthusiasm. You bring in the mindfulness to the work, and you also bring your championship spirit to the work, and your loyalty and your dedication, and the fact that you have really you make commitments. Something I learned interestingly enough about your story is your power in manifestation. So when you were a kid and you decided that you were going to be a world champion, you just went towards that and made that happen, you know? And
I
you
wanna go to Broadway and I come nearly.
well, here you have a a technique that has come to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of wild, right? Because
It's
this
incredible.
technique came from all of from my experience, and Broadway is part of my experience. So,
Well,
you know, we have quite a positive reputation here in New York City and on Broadway. So
exactly.
here you now have that. So anyway, so I just love having you as part of my team. You're an incredibly powerful and wonderful human being, as well as team player. So thank you for all you do, and thank you for joining us here on the Anti-Gravity Flycast. And I guess we could say sayonara.
Yeah, yeah, but before I say sayonara, I need to say thank you for everybody, every country that listen this Flycast, that how you are very important in my life, Christopher. Yes, very important in my life. I can take my professional life like a before anti-gravity and after, and when I met you and when I saw, because when the inspiration, when I saw Madonna sent to me a picture when you were a vampire, and I saw the picture and I feel something wow inside, and I say how he can inside. I want to turn the picture, how we put the arm, how I want to understand how get there. It was very, oh my God, like illumination. And then when I met you, and I met Alex, was wonderful. There, he's like a genius mind for the organizing business thing. So, and how you put this together, and that really, I just want to say thank you, because come your vessels, I just replicate. I want to replicate like you doing. For this, I never bother you to say, I do that, because I mean, I really see everything really in the flow, okay, the movements and things. Now we see change to put more flavor, something, it's always an evolution. But I really want to say thank you, how you give this gift for me, for many people, and how connection I got after you, because all my circle of my friendships and more is come from anti-gravity. No, you see.
Well, I love that we build community around the world,
Yes.
and your community there in Italy is truly a beautiful one.
Oh,
And that's based on who you are. So thank you again. Thank you again for let's finish with a big fly high. Here we go.
okay.
Bring the hand in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fly high.
Fly high. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you. Te amo.